Hi guys, it's Jessica here for a live about snaps versus hook and loop. So I have some things to show you. I have a few of my product demonstration here, some options for you. So thanks for joining us today, and hopefully we can go over some differences and pros and cons of snaps versus hook and loop. First of all, when I was first starting cloth diapering, I could not figure out what hook and loop meant, why people kept referring to hook and loop, what that was. It's basically just the reason why it's called hook and loop is because this part is a loop. This is the loop tape, and this part is the hook. So it catches the loops, and it is what secures the diaper closed. So it's just it's not a brand. There's a very famous brand of what this is, but this is not that brand. This is a much softer tape. It's not as stiff. It's definitely more gentle on baby skin than the other one would be. And then obviously snaps are just snaps. Hi ladies, thanks for joining us. And yes, thank goodness it's Friday. I'm ready for the weekend. It's a nice weekend. It's not gonna rain. I think we're gonna go to the beach. So to start this off, the thing about hook and loop versus snaps is honestly it's just personal preference. What do you like? What do you find the easiest? What can your baby not escape from? And yeah, so there's some things in terms of Kelly said hook and loop works great for her string bean, and it's true. You can really customize a fit with hook and loop. If you're needing to get a diaper much smaller for a skinny baby or a newborn, you're going to be able to do that much better with hook and loop versus snaps, because snaps placement is set. You can't edit where you put the snaps once the snaps are snapped in there. And with our hook and loop, you do have the option of a crossover tab. So that's one benefit of hook and loop, is the customized option of closures, especially when you're trying to get a diaper smaller. The benefit of snaps and trying to get a diaper to fit better is that honestly, the snaps on a all-in-one, when they are like this, they're actually just a tiny smidge bigger. So most of the time you hear about snaps not being able to close them as tightly for a small baby, but with an all-in-one you can actually get it right on the end there, and it'll give you a bigger fit than the hook and loop will, because with the hook and loop you don't usually want the rough part to be touching skin, so you can only get it to just the edge right there, and it's not quite as big. It's within like half an inch, but sometimes that makes a really big difference when you're trying to get them to last as long as you can. But then again, with tinier babies too, you can always use the size 2, get it much smaller, and then you might with snaps, especially when you're in that crossover phase between size 1 and size 2, and you're needing to get a really good small snug fit around the waist. I'm just reading your comments. Oh, thank you, Megan. They actually they're really janky. I need to redo them, but thank you. My nails, they need redone. So Lisa, you're trying to learn how to fit best. Lots of trial and error. Yeah, it's true. And I mean, depending on phases of kids, like I really liked hook and loop when my kids were pretty young, because I could put it on there just like a disposable, just slap it right on there. But then as they got older, and they would do the little trick where they would grab the diaper and just it's actually hard to do with this one, and they would just pull it open. Actually, my children could not get our new hook and loop open when I was cloth diapering my children. My son had the old version of our hook and loop that we've discontinued and use this version now. He used to be able to just pop that old version right off and go diaper free whenever he wanted to. But with this, he actually couldn't pull it off. I know some kids can, and my daughter actually could, but he was unable to get the bigger strips off of the diaper. He couldn't remove them himself. So that's one benefit of snaps versus hook and loop, is if you have an escape artist, they usually cannot get these ones to pop open, which is nice, because then you don't have to worry about finding a baby naked in the when you don't want them to. Mackenzie says, just when you get the fit down, baby's body changes shape, which is also true. So, and that's a benefit, kids as they get older, definitely trim down sometimes, typically. And so with the ability to adjust both snaps and hook and loop, you can definitely get the very best fit. It just depends on, you might have to adjust it with snaps to be one snap more closed or one snap more open. And it's definitely never a problem to say you have like you snap in 3 snaps right here and then only 2 on this side. Like it's still a good fit if you have to sort of make the sides be different snaps in. You can still get a good fit with that. The other thing about our hook and loop is that we have 2 versions of it. So we have the newborn version, which is a smaller hook and loop tab and tape, and that gives you just a little better fit with those newborn diapers. You don't have the big tabs on the diapers, just to, just more peace of mind in terms of comfort. And it's the same version of our hook and loop. It's still just as durable. And in terms of like hook and loop lasting versus snaps, hook and loop definitely can wear out. It can over time lose some of its stickiness. It can need to be replaced, and it's easy to do. We do offer replacement kits if you need to replace your hook and loop for some reason. It gets really pilly or linty, and you want to replace it. We offer those kits. We have the replacement hook and loop tabs and then the laundry tabs. We don't have the option for sending out the front strip right now, but that's pretty easy to get if you needed to at a craft store. And honestly, I do all of the replacements. Like, I process all the replacements for hook and loop, or for Thirsties products. And since we have launched our new hook and loop in the last few years, I have processed maybe 5, if that, of somebody saying that their hook and loop didn't stick. It's very little. And so it's definitely it's more durable. It definitely lasts a very long time. You do want to take care with not, over bleaching. Using borax can be really hard on hook and loop as well as elastic, so that might be something you want to look at if you need to. Calgon is better for a water softener if you're needing to do that over borax. I'm just going to look really fast. I think I missed a comment. Oh, Sherry, she asked if we had moved into adult lines. It's not something that we're currently working on, but I can always pass that request along. Let me see, what else was there to tell you about snaps? So snaps are definitely your durable choice. You don't have to worry about picking lint out of your snaps. You don't have to worry about them needing to be re-sewn, anything like that. If they crack or something, let us know. That definitely shouldn't happen. And they do, I just like the way they look. I love the look of the snaps, especially since we've been able to do the more colorful snaps. Hook and loop definitely looks nice on some diapers, but it is it's always white. And snaps can be sort of intimidating for people that aren't used to cloth diapers. It seems kind of scary with figuring out where you have to snap the diaper and what. And, if you're doing it for somebody who doesn't normally cloth diaper, then it is a good idea to show them where you snap the diaper so you don't have, what's the common one I've seen? Let's do it with this one, where you get the closure snap into the rise. Oh, that won't even work. This one. Kind of thing. I've definitely seen some pictures where they've snapped it into the rise instead of the the waist, but you know, it's just experience. And the other thing too, lots of people prefer to use snaps in the size 2 or the one size, and preferably like to use the hook and loop for the newborn because it is quick to get it in, on and off. Or if you have a baby that like has perfected that alligator death roll, then hook and loop is a nice quick option, so you don't have to snap all 4 snaps or anything like that. Sherry asked what's the biggest size we have. We have a size 3, which I have, but it's upstairs. We have a size 3 cover, which is a duo wrap, and it's bigger than this. It's about 45 to 65 plus pounds, but it's still toddler range. We don't have anything youth or adults. And yeah, Danielle, I agree. I love the look of snaps. They look really nice. But yeah, and Megan says hook and loop isn't great if you're trying to change without waking the baby, and that's true. I remember with my daughter in the newborn phase, when you would change her hook and loop, it was that like look that with the loud hook and loop pull away. For sure, it's not a quiet thing. You can't sneak that one in. Trying to think if there's anything else in terms of snaps versus hook and loop. Let me check my notes really fast. If you have any questions, let me know. And Esther says that she likes hook and loop for her dual wraps, but she prefers snaps for the all-in-one. Yeah, and it's true. You for one type of diaper, you might like having one versus another. I know that I found that I got a really great fit with my hook and loop wraps and my duo hemp pre-folds. I couldn't get a better fit with those two with snaps. I just like the hook and loop option for that. And I think, yeah. So let's see. I would say that for newborns, I would definitely pick the hook and loop option, and then as they got older, move into the snaps if I wanted to stick with one style for each diaper. But honestly, I use both all the time, and I didn't love just one version. I know some people are diehard snaps, diehard hook and loop, but I personally found that I had the best option with having both in my stash, and because I used it for just different ways. Yeah. Megan's a snap family for sure. Let me see. And Paige, yeah, I agree. I like them for the dual wraps as well. And then yeah, once they figure out how to escape from them, the snaps are your best choice. And not putting them on backwards as well. That works too. I can't think of anything else in terms of differences that I can think to say. The one thing that I would give you a little PSA about is the dual wraps with the hook and loop. They have this. They have the flap. So this flap is, you can use it if you like it, if it works for you, but the flap is technically there to protect the stitching. So it's there to make sure that your diaper is not laying on that wet stitching and causing compression leaking going straight through right here. So I know some people have success with tucking, but I have a lot of leaking questions about it. So if you are tucking your pre-fold in here to hold it in place, if you are having wicking trouble, you will want to discontinue that and to just set it on top of there, right there. And then that will keep your stitching from getting wet, and you don't have to worry about wicking. The snap version doesn't have that option because the snaps are snapped doubly there to give you just a better, since these snaps get used all the time, you want to make sure they're really good, well and reinforced. These ones you don't need to unsnap all the time, so they only have the one layer. But these ones, since you're using them every time you open and close the diaper, they have the extra layer to keep it in place. Oh yeah, Meg said that Grandma can only use hook and loop, and yes, that is a really good one. I know that there was somebody recently talked to me about how she has like arthritis in her hands, and that the hook and loop was really good for her because she could get the diapers on without having to try and use her hands to snap the snap shut. So even for, you know, for people that have some disabilities, or for older people who just don't, you know, they can't get that diaper snapped, you know, the hook and loop is a great, easy option. It's so much like a disposable that you can really justify saying to anybody who's like concerned about using cloth, like, this diaper right here is just like a disposable. You just take a hook and loop off, open it up, put baby in the diaper, and then close it right back up, and there's no difference between using a disposable and an all-in-one with hook and loop. Nothing to worry about in terms of use. Yeah, and Meg says the grandma will use cloth if it's hook and loop. So yeah, if you can get somebody on board that way, and just like with anytime, like if they're nervous, to get them something just easy. This is easy, just as easy as that. And it, maybe in a few months she will not be worried about snaps, or if it's somebody who's worried about pre-folds and duo wraps, then get them in with an all-in-one and hook and loop, and then they will like pre-folds and duo wraps, or fitted diapers and covers, and it's kind of like a gateway. Let's see, I will see if I missed any other. Oh, that is the other, I forgot. The other thing about hook and loop, is, Jody reminded me, is to keep your hook and loop in really good shape, and also to keep your other diapers in good shape. Always close your hook and loop for the wash. Specifically our diapers, I know that our hook and loop will adhere to the FOE really well, so it's definitely something you want to make sure that you close, because this part right here can really stick to your hook and loop in the wash, your loop or your hook tape. So making sure you close it both sides every time will help prevent them from getting trapped lint, and also to keep them from snagging your diapers and creating those diaper changes. I know in the very beginning of cloth diaper world, hook and loop didn't have the laundry tabs. They would just have the tab, and you would have like a chain of diapers going in your wash all over the place, and you don't want that. You never want a laundry chain. And that's the only like thing you want to worry about with hook and loop in terms of wash and care and use, is that you want to make sure the hook and loop tabs are always closed before, because even if you don't have other hook and loop in there to catch, it can catch on your fabrics and cause fraying and whatnot. Let's see. All right. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. I can stick around and answer some questions in the chat if you need to. Or if you have any questions, always feel free to email us at support@Thirsties Baby. And if you think of anything else, just let me know. And I hope you guys all have a good weekend. I will talk to you soon. Thanks.